What's up, wrestling fans? How you guys doing? So we got two things here. The first thing is quickly about Nikki Bella and the Bellas coming back. The other thing, actually, the next thing is about the Britt Baker stuff from last night. But let's go to the Bella Twins. Reportedly set for a WWE in-ring return. Dave Meltzer reported the Bella Twins are going to return to wrestle. The return date has not been set. Meltzer noted the plan is for them to come back in the fall of this year. So it's a ways away. I mean, it's really quite a ways away right now. I don't think that they're, in my opinion, they're not coming back for a full-time basis. They're coming back for a small run. That's what I think. Maybe it's to fill the gap of, like, they have no movie, TV show thing happening there. The babies are done with. I don't know. So very interesting to see both of them come back. I mean, when we last were seeing Bree in the ring, we were kind of concerned about her work in the ring. It just didn't seem like she was focused, and it was like we were worried about her getting hurt. 100%, to be honest. We were actually worried about her getting hurt. I think Nikki Bella ended up becoming kind of like a female power wrestler, and she actually did a pretty good job of becoming that. I got to be honest. Like, I wouldn't say as quickly as Trish learned and then went from very new and green to, like, all of a sudden being a star. I think it took Nikki Bella longer, but once she really got it, she was in matches that had some all right psychology, you know what I mean? Some all right stuff. Going over to Britt Baker, last night she referenced Mick Foley. Mick Foley was just loving her match and everything that she had at the Hardcore, because Mick Foley is one of the biggest virtue signalers ever on Twitter. He's actually one of those type of dangerous people where he wants to be so righteous and loved that he will throw you under the bus for some tweets. You know what I mean? So you got to be weary of a guy like Mick Foley on Twitter and sort of his ideology nowadays. Although I love Mick Foley. I'll never hate him. I will never really write anything bad about him. I love Mick Foley. That guy entertained me. That guy inspired me. I love Mick Foley. I will do crazy things for him if he asks me to. I love Mick. But he's just at the point right now where if you have the wrong beliefs, he will throw you under the bus and try to, get people to bully you, basically, just for some tweets. He's very strange. So I don't know if this was real, but Mick Foley was just praising her and praising her and praising her like crazy. And Britt Baker finally said on a promo on Dynamite, she's like, I don't need all the legends thanking me, this, that, and the other thing. 20-year legend Mick Foley. It took you 20 years to become a hardcore legend. I was a hardcore legend in one night. Don't really know if I agree with that. I mean, they were calling Mick Foley the hardcore legend like when he came into goddamn WWE, I feel like. But I don't know. Maybe they weren't. He was Mankind when he came in, so that's not true. But I don't know. He sort of already had that reputation, but whatever. I thought that made Britt Baker seem a little bit goofy, but this is where we could vary on the opinions of this. Now Mick Foley is sad because she brought him up on Twitter. He's like, oh, I'm not going to lie, this stung a little bit. I don't know if that's really Mick Foley or if he's just working for Britt. I don't know if he's just kind of working for Britt to help with her heat or if he's actually bothered by this. I don't know. Because it can go either way with wrestlers. Because some people will say, dude, you should never bring up legends and say that type of stuff about them. You know what I mean? You shouldn't bring them into it. You should always give praise to the legends. But then again, if you wanted to get some heat and say things like that, then this would be a good thing to go after. She seems ridiculous, doing it, obviously. But she's also a heel, so that works out. And then Mick Foley can play along, too, and help her get heat. So that's all I think is happening. I don't think he's actually bothered, but sometimes I've seen people who have actually been bothered. So it's really hard to say. But either way, it's fine. Not a big deal. I think it's funny. He's just always, I don't know. He's always signaling on Twitter. It's just funny, but I the match was great. I thought Britt Baker's promo was one of the better things last night on AEW. So, I guess it works from there. So at this point, that's a win. Britt Baker again comes off like a crazy person with that T-shirt. I love it. I like that she has the T-shirt on and she's almost essentially promoting it while saying, you guys are still all scumbags, and I don't give a shit if you buy, whatever, you never liked me anyway, but here's my T-shirt. That's always a great thing, because heels would do that really well in WWE in the Attitude Era, right? Because a lot of heels were over, just like faces were over. So, you'd have DX come out there being the bad guys. They'd get booed, but at the same time, they'd also get some cheers, and people still wanted to really be them and rep them. So you would see just tons of DX merchandise, even though they're going up against Austin, and the people loved Austin more. So, 70 to 80% of the crowd was in, or maybe 85% of the crowd was in Austin's corner, but that 85% that was cheering Stone Cold Steve Austin so loudly also had a DX T-shirt on underneath their Austin shirt, because they just loved it all. So it's just proof that you can still work the gimmick of, the heel that you are, while repping the stuff, because people are still going to buy it and they're going to enjoy cheering for the bad guy once in a while. So, that's been proven years ago now. I mean, it seems like yesterday still in a way to me, but Jesus, it was 22 years ago where we really saw a lot of that have to happen, where everybody had a shirt, everybody had stuff, The Rock, when the Rock was in the Nation and he was the bad guy, the Know Your Role stuff and all that stuff started happening. His T-shirt started to sell at some point too. I mean, it really got hot in '99, but the Rock's merch went off the railroad tracks or whatever. I don't know, whatever Drew says. And those are the two real things I wanted to focus in on this podcast video, news video I'm doing here. But I do want to let you guys know that on the Patreon, there's more. So right now, if you guys still want to listen to something and see something interesting, you guys can get a good listen to Jake DeMarco's new podcast, guys. It's up right now on Patreon. Special guest. I'm going to just spoil it for you. It's his wife, I think. So she's in the photo. So go listen to it. He had Bullfrog on the other day, and then he had a special guest on episode 1. You guys can listen to all the episodes, but episode 3 is up right now. And speaking of episodes, Off the Rails with Drew, part 1 of episode 23 is up right now. Jesse, Jman, and Drew. That is also a very, very good listen. 51 minutes, and there's a part 2 coming, and there's more coming. There's a lot of stuff up right now on the Patreon. So I want to thank everybody who's been over there, man. And also, shout out the Facebook page. We're approaching 4,000 likes, people who have liked the page, and we are over 4,000 as far as followers. So if you guys haven't jumped on the Facebook yet, facebook.com/Joe Cronin Show. Go like and follow my Facebook page. I interact over there all the time with some special stuff. Good to hear from you guys. And Shell also runs a sort of a fan page or a group, a JCS Army group on Facebook as well. And I'll be posting about that later. Here are the $25 producers. Thank you guys for going above and beyond and being $25 producers. Everybody else, leave some comments down below, feedback, likes, shares, whatever you want, and we'll talk about it later. Thanks for listening. I'm Joe Cronin. Hit me up on Twitter at JCS Commentary, Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. Links to everything I do and everything you could ever think about and anywhere to find me are all listed down below. Send me an email, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. It's all there. Down below. Just open up the description box, expand it open, and you can read all the stuff down below if you need to get a hold of me somehow or talk about something. And also give a shout out to my friends over at Botch Club on Instagram. Go give them some love. Botch Club on Instagram, TikTok, and of course, the Wrestle Daily. And not only them, but our friends at Title Match Wrestling. Go to TitleMatchNetwork.com. And you guys can get thousands and thousands of indie and iPay-per-views and so much stuff, guys. If you love wrestling, you're going to love it. And you get 50% off if it's your first time for 3 months. 50% off. Coupon code Cronin. Thanks for sticking around through all this. Leave a like. And if you guys made it this far in the video, hashtag Dolphins Inside Me down in the comments. We'll see you guys later.